This is Vic from Any Given Sin, and I am Primordial.
Primordial Radio.
Sweet salvation, won't you take me once again? I don't wanna feel it all. I don't wanna know what I've been thinking. Sweet salvation, won't you lead me to the edge? I just wanna take the fall. Seems I've run aground, but I'm still sinking. I don't fight alone 'cause I'm fearless. I don't fight alone 'cause I'm filled with pride. Sometimes the shake.
I'm from Virginia, and the other guys are from Maryland, but we're basically right there with each other.
I don't stand down for the kneeling, and I don't break ground if I've nothing to hide. 'Cause I need some control. It's taking this hole's taking all of my time. Feel the pain. I'll just live away.
It's been great, other than the few snafus here and there. It's been a great tour, really well run. All the guys are awesome. Everybody who plays is just great musicians. Every show has been just awesome. Packed houses most every night, so we've been real fortunate to be on. They have absolutely been looking out for us. They gave us their house sound guy to mix us and everything, because we don't have our own house sound guy on this tour. So they bequeathed him. They've been real cool just with helping us with anything we need. Lose something, need a drumstick, whatever it is, you know. So yeah, they've been really good to us on this tour.
We were talking about yesterday. We were talking about Any Given Sin, me and one of the guys on the bus. I saw them. We were in Hampton Beach, and I saw that it was a cold day. Well, a lot of this tour has been freezing cold, but they pulled up in their vehicle, and they get hotel rooms every night on the road because apparently they don't have heat in their vehicle. And at that point, I said, man, you know, I commend those dudes, and there's a lady out there that travels with them. I commend that group for doing that because they're out there, they're getting after it, man. You know what I mean? They're doing some of those things like traveling with no heat, you know, in the middle of winter, you know, in the Northeast, and it's like, you know, and I commend them for that. We were played a casino actually a week ago today, and I think we had everybody in our group was given a hotel room, and you know, we got done using them, and Any Given Sin camp maybe didn't have as many, so the rest of us just gave our keys to them and said, dude, go to our room. So, I mean, we've got a bus, we've already showered. Go up there and hang out, sleep here if you want to, you know what I mean? So it's little things.
Guys, we always make sure our crew guys are always really helpful.
You never want anybody to walk away from a tour from us and go, take it or leave it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether it's a huge successful tour or not, because the little things can go a long way, and we learned that from touring with other bands too.
Yeah, so I played in a bunch of bands before I joined this one. This band existed before I was the singer in it. I actually played in a band with the guitarist of this one. After that project kind of went down, he had this kind of sitting on the back burner waiting for a long time, and asked me if I wanted to try, you know, writing some stuff with him and seeing where it went. And so we just kind of kept the name that he had before. But all new music, all new everything. And the first song we wrote was Dynamite, which is on radio right now. And after that song, we were kind of like, all right, we got some good stuff. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try. I don't know. I kind of fell into it. Like, I was a drummer. I started off as a drummer when I was like a teenager, and then I moved to guitar. And then somebody's like, hey man, you want to try singing? Because we don't have a singer in this band. And then I just started doing it. I played like cover bands and things like early on. But then I just discovered that I could do it decently enough, and so we just kept pushing with it. And it's pretty awesome because everybody always needs a singer. They almost never need a bass player or something. You know what I mean? So there's always an opportunity to keep trying things and trying new projects. We were independent for a good many years, and so we were just kind of releasing singles. We felt that was the kind of best way for us to get stuff out there and keep pushing our name to people. So we did that for a while, and then we had this big list of singles we had released, and we're like, all right, well, they need a home. We need some more stuff. So we finished writing off an album, and then this is kind of the past 4 years of music is kind of this album here that we've put together. We all have our like influences that are probably more from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s and stuff, but we also know we need to be relevant today, so we try to mix those two things together the best we can. But past that, if you were to ask me, I'd be like, I don't know why people like us. I'm just glad that they do. You know what I mean? I definitely think, this is an opinion I have. I don't know how accurate, I don't have numbers, statistics to back this up, but it's just a feeling that I feel like when it comes to metal and a lot of harder rock, that I feel like the UK and Europe have a bigger fan base and a better appreciation for it. Not to say that the people who are here in the United States who do appreciate this aren't hardcore fans as much as those in Europe or the UK, but I think there's a larger fan base, especially of younger people, on that side of the pond than over here. I've just noticed that from the way people engage in Europe and talk about things, and just how many shows are dedicated to metal in Europe that I've watched, the YouTube channels, things like that, and it feels to me like there's a bigger push for it over there than it is here in the United States. It feels challenging at times. I don't really have a context to put it one to the other, you know what I mean? But I guess it's as challenging as any other genre, for sure. But yeah, I think that a lot of bands can find bigger success sometimes in Europe and the UK than they do here. Certain types of music, especially. It's really interesting. You get on to YouTube or Spotify or something, just go searching metal bands you've never heard of. There's so many different types and different things that people are doing now. I think it's really good and really bad at the same time. I think that you get more of a plethora of different sounds, but it's harder to pin down some Metallica or some gigantic name that's everybody's gonna like. So I think we're entering an era where it's more of you have more options but less really big stars. You know what I mean?
Why don't you blow me up like dynamite? Hold me up to see the light.
Back in the 90s, I was a huge Jeff Buckley fan. Right, I loved his voice, all of his falsettos, things like that. Chris Cornell is, again, probably my creme de la creme. That's the top for me. I was in Miles Kennedy, I've been into for decades too. Just any of those real power kind of frontmen sort of singers I've always been kind of attracted to. I did do maybe about 6 months with a teacher. She did 13 years at the Boston Opera, and I'm going to completely forget her name right now. But she taught me a lot, like anatomy of singing and things like that. But I'd say I did 6 lessons because she was very expensive, but it was really worth it. So I would tell any singer, please do it. It's worth your money and your time. We kind of was knocking on their door a little bit, They answered, so that's very nice for us. But yeah, we came to a point where we were looking at we really want to push this music further. We don't have the capital ourselves to do that. So at that point, we kind of made the decision we need some help, and Mascot was a great fit. We think our music would be great in Europe, the UK, and they have a strong presence over there. So that was one of the strategy kind of thoughts we were going through. Everybody's normal people, they have your best interest in mind, but it's also, you got to play the game. There's a game to be played too. So it's a good relationship. We've had no issues, I could say, and we do have Mascot sitting right behind you, but good job.
You can be honest.
It's no suits, it's actually a ghost shirt. Yeah, they like to wear band shirts to come out. Yeah, it's good, it's good. Yeah, no, it's really awesome to get those. Any of the Danny Wimmer kind of festivals are really well run, really fun to do from the artist side as well. We haven't played in California yet at all, so this will be our first California date, which that's a great one to start at. Definitely, absolutely do. I've been thinking that since the beginning. I'd love to get out there and tour, if nothing else, at least get exposed until we can get to that point. So definitely. Volbeat, one of them I'd love to be out in Europe with. These guys, Blackstone Cherry, they're huge over there, so that's another one I'd love to follow around. I like Arch Enemy a lot, so that's one I could be into. I don't know if we get that one, but you can always dream, cross your fingers. I've been listening to a lot of I Prevail. I got a friend of mine that's just been basically pounding it into my head because he listens to it everywhere he goes. And I've gotten it so into it, I'm just like, all right, let me sit down with these albums and actually listen to it a lot. And I've gotten really into I Prevail for maybe the past month or something like that. Yeah, we'd like to get a little heavier with the next album too. So yeah, we kind of want to dip our toes into wherever we can. Try to get more and more fans and just see where we can go too with the writing process. Definitely go to anygivensinband.com. All of our things are there, links to all of our Spotify, our social medias, our YouTube channel, all of our videos, everything you can find there as far as like tour dates, ticket prices, pretty much everything. It's a one-stop shop. So please check it out. Please check us out. Thank you, sir.
Survivor, I am the fighter, ready or not.
Primordial Radio.